It is Wednesday, the 13th of July. We're looking at the moon, and it's pretty full. It's a little bit past full, I believe, now, so 99.6 or 99.5% full, illuminated. And yeah, I just stepped off the bus and saw this nice scene and decided to film it before heading inside. I gave some thought to trying to capture the moonrise tonight, but it was very cloudy, and I decided that I would be better off doing something else. So I did something else, and apparently I did miss the moon being visible low on the horizon. If I'd gotten to the right vantage point, I would have actually been able to get a photo of a nice red moon very low on the horizon, but as it is, I decided to document the fireworks tonight. Excuse me. But yeah, this is quite nice footage we got here. So it was very cloudy, as you can see. There's it's actually cloudy all over, but some of the cloud is quite thin, is what it comes down to now. But other cloud is not so thin, such as this one passing across the lower part of the moon. Yeah. I do like the colors. There's a definite brownish color in the cloud, which you don't see all that often. So this is a supermoon. This is, I think the moon's very close to Earth at the moment, so it's a bit larger in apparent size than normal. Whereas I think the sun's the other way around. I think the sun, well, the Earth is further away from the sun than normal, so the sun has a smaller apparent size at the moment. I'm debating if I should change the position of the camera. I don't want to change the exposure here, although the moon is washed out compared to what I can see. The clouds are reasonably well exposed, maybe slightly darker than what I'm seeing. Can't have it both ways, unfortunately. So what do we do here? Do we let the moon rise through the frame, or do we take some more stills? Let me think out loud. I think for now we're just going to change the position. Almost got a eye-like shape there at the moment. A bit, changed pretty quickly, but we did have that lozenge-shaped cloud that the moon was rising into. Yeah, we can see I'm just slightly sleep deprived here. But I don't know, I think this footage is kind of worth it. Just debating taking some more stills. I see a dark cloud coming in here on the right. which should cover the lower half of the moon. Then we got that other one above it. Yeah, we'll let the camera keep rolling here. So we're at f8, 30th of a second, ISO 1600 on a Nikon D810, if I'm not mistaken. And excuse me, wow, this is good. So yeah, that dark cloud is covering the moon, so even more than I thought it would. So yeah, I think we're just going to let the moon rise up through the frame. We got some more cloud passing across. We're getting some nice moody footage here. I'm actually quite happy with what we're seeing here. It's really quite nice footage. It would be nice if there was a bit more detail in the surface of the moon, but we're not doing too badly. Certainly the clouds are quite interesting. Okay, so we got a big dark cloud passing in front now. It'll be interesting to see how much the moon actually shines through it. Doing quite well. I think I will just pan right a little to get that pattern. So went up quite a bit. Brown coloring in these clouds is quite interesting, and I'm not sure. Oh, I think I see the ISS. Off to my right, I see a bright, steady light. It's going to pass directly overhead from the look of things. Oh, it looks like it might be an aircraft. Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, I just saw some flashing red now. Thought it might be the ISS. I wasn't paying attention to the flyover schedule, but when it was just a steady white light, I thought it might be an ISS pass, but it's not. It's just an aircraft. Definitely enjoying this footage of the moon rising in Montreal. So again, it is Wednesday the 13th of July, 2022. It is a SuperMoon. And trying to remember the different names, excuse me, the moon has tonight. The buck moon, but I don't think that's the only one. Full moons nicknames typically relate to something from that time of year. July's full moon is called the buck moon because this is when bucks, male deer, New antlers have grown more sizable after starting late in the spring. Okay. But I think different cultures have different names. I'm not seeing... Yeah, excuse me, but... So, if I am to believe the Washington Post, this is the biggest and brightest full moon of the year. Yeah. The term supermoon was first coined in 1979 by Richard Knoll when describing a new or full moon that is within 90% of its closest approach to Earth. Over recent years, supermoons have become popular targets for photographers. Pretty sure supermoons were popular targets for photographers even before they were known as supermoons. But that's just my take on things. This is lovely footage. I'm very, very happy with this footage. We're just going to let the camera roll. What else? Always use a tripod and a remote shutter release. Yes, that's usually a good idea. Turn off autofocus and lock in the focus on objects in the foreground before moonrise. Otherwise, the autofocus may jump around during the shot. Take lots of photos, as you never know which one will end up hanging on your wall or someone else's. These are all quotes from photographers. Perhaps I should give the names. Let's try this one more time. It was Kevin Ambrose who said always use a tripod. It was Dave Lyons who said turn off autofocus. And it was Josh Steele who said take lots of photos, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry if it's not a perfectly clear night, as low clouds can often create a much more dramatic background with the moon. Josh Steele. Hey, can't argue with that, can we? Yes, Josh, we certainly agree on that point. Yeah. So as we can see, the moon's getting up near the top of the frame. But I really love those clouds down at the bottom of the frame, so we're just going to let this run a bit longer. I'm really, really very happy with this cloud footage. I have plenty of cloud footage from other full moons and even half moons and so on, but this is, I'd say, amongst the top footage I have, especially with that nice brown color we're seeing. Oh, I see my battery's about to go. I see also that there's only less than 6 minutes worth of recording time left in a 20-minute clip. So we're just going to let this run, I think. I may reframe in a second or two, but I really like what I'm seeing here, so I'm just going to let this thing run as much as possible, and we'll see if the battery gives out before the 5 minutes and 15 seconds worth of recording time runs out. It probably won't, even when I'm having that red depleted battery signal, the camera can continue to film for quite a while, actually, another 10-15 minutes, but it's unpredictable. Okay, I'm going to reframe now because we got another pattern here with the moon between two clouds. So, yeah. Did the focus shift? I don't think so. Let's see. No, same focus here. Just the moon seems quite hazy all of a sudden, I guess because of the cloud. So, 4 minutes and 20 seconds of recording time left. Yeah, we're just going to let this run. Basically getting some very nice July 2022 SuperMoon footage with lots of interesting clouds. So did I mention we're using a 400mm lens on a Nikon D810? It's an old manual focus Nikkor 400mm f5.6 ED glass internal focus lens set to f8, one stop down from the maximum aperture, 30th of a second. Auto ISO, currently at 2500 ISO. But at one point it got up around 8,000, and at another point it was down around 16 or even a bit less. So the ISO is fluctuating, essentially depending on the cloud situation. 3 minutes of recording time left now. And yet we're just going to let this 20-minute clip run out unless the battery dies first. But I don't think the battery will die first, so we should get a good 20 minutes worth of cloudy July 1922 SuperMoon footage, which will shortly be on YouTube. Really liking this brown color. I'm wondering if forest fires might have something to do with that. It might be wood smoke in those clouds. And I did smell wood smoke earlier, which might be from forest fires, but I don't know. I think it's just a possibility. I'm speculating here. Less than 2 minutes of recording time left. But I'm really very, very happy with this footage. It's amongst the best footage I've shot of the moon. Another dark cloud covering the lower 2/3, even 3/4 as it passes across. There's a dark cloud going across the top.